am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, America has given the Negro people a bad check. A check which has come back marked insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. So we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. It would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. There are those who are asking the devotees of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality.
Why do you need shoes with you?
So, there was a man that was killed because he was jogging. He was a black man. He was shot by 2 white people. They shot him because he was black, the color of his skin, which is not right at all. Does that sound right? He was out running, and 2 men grabbed their guns and ran out and shot him and killed him. And so Daddy is honoring that man. His name is Ahmaud Arbery. He was 25 years old.
25?
Huh?
25?
He's 25 years old. I just bought these new shoes and I wanted to run in them really bad. But I want to honor Ahmaud and fight for racial equality. Okay? You don't really understand all that, but I'm doing this to honor and inspire others to make a change.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. We will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Just finished my 2.23 mile run, and I have to check my stats, but I'm pretty sure I've got a new mile time. So Maud, man, I hope this, I know you're not here, but if you're watching this, the other people, your family, whoever, just want you to be inspired that don't say what can I do, say what will I do. And I'm not a politician, I'm a pastor and worship leader, and just helping out the local church and trying to inspire people to do something that they will do, not what they can do. I can run, so I'll do that in memory of Ahmad.
Thanks for tuning into the channel. I really hope that this inspired you for change. Listen, my friend and I just had a conversation dealing with racial equality. I'll leave a link up in the description above, or in the description below, but also in the card above. If this is one of your first times here, my name is Matt, and thank you so much for joining the channel. Listen, feel free to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos that are just like this one, and feel free to give me a thumbs up. Helps me know I'm doing a good job for you. And please engage with me down in the comments below. I love to communicate with the community. Here on my channel, I'm all about biblical motivation, inspiration, and teaching, helping you to understand the Bible plain and simple. And looking back over Dr. Martin Luther King's speech, it is very evident to me that God used him in major ways. I have so much tremendous respect for him, and was just amazing to see what God was able to do through somebody like that. Thinking about the times and what he had to go through, and being clear about the gospel message, being clear about social issues, being clear about racial issues. And I think we can all learn something from him today. Hope you have a great one. Talk to you later.